Hello boys and girls, today we're going to be working on Unit 5, Lesson 17 for Language Arts. And we are going to start by planning and drafting an opinion piece about Kate's book. So just as a review, all good writers plan. They think about what topic they're going to be writing about. They draft, they start their writing. They edit, they fix mistakes and add or delete what they've written. And then finally they publish their writing. And also as a review, an opinion is your own personal belief about something. It's what you think about something. An opinion paragraph has several elements. An opinion paragraph is always going to have a title, a starting sentence that states an opinion. It's going to have one or two sentences that give a reason for that opinion, and we'll find that linking word because for those sentences. And there's also an ending sentence that sums everything up and tries to persuade the reader to think the same way that you do. So in today's lesson, you're going to plan and draft an opinion paragraph, but this time on your own. And you're going to be writing a letter to Kate, telling her your opinion of her book. So this is something new. We're going to write a letter to Kate, and we're going to be telling Kate our opinion of her book in our letter. So in Class Kick, you should find worksheet 17.1, which is your planning template. That's where we can plan out our ideas. And in Class Kick, you'll see that first area is going to ask us to state our opinion on Kate's book. And this is going to be the first sentence of our opinion paragraph. So when you are writing this first sentence, I want you to think about these questions. Did you enjoy the book? Yes or no? Which parts are your favorite? If you did not enjoy the book, which parts did you enjoy? Did you enjoy the least? If you did enjoy the book, which parts did you enjoy the most? Those are some questions to be thinking about before you state your opinion on Kate's book. So for example, you might write, I liked Kate's book. You might write, I did not like Kate's book. Or, Kate's book is fantastic and could be the best book ever. So it's your turn to think of some other sentence starters, that very first sentence for your opinion paragraph. And again, these are just things to keep in mind before you go on to Class Kick to complete your worksheet 17.1, drafting your opinion. So on your planning page, you're also going to come up with two reasons that support your opinion. And you're always going to use that linking word because. Here's my example. So this is your planning template, and you're going to see something similar on Class Kick. And what I'm writing about is Kate's book. That's the name of the subject, Kate's book. Now, here's my opinion on Kate's book. I said I liked reading Kate's book. Your opinion might be different. Oops, and it looks like I might have forgotten a period at the end of that sentence. Make sure that you start your sentence with a capital letter and you end with a punctuation mark. Now, just like I did yesterday when I was talking about the best day of first grade, I'm going to describe Kate's book, and I wrote, Kate writes about her summer with Nan. That describes what Kate's book is about and lets the reader know what Kate's book is about, just in case they haven't read it. In this case, I'm writing to Kate, so she knows what her book is about. However, we always want to describe what we are writing about. My first reason why I like the book is because Kate goes on exciting adventures that are fun to read. Now that's my opinion. I had fun reading about Kate's adventures. Maybe your opinion is different. Maybe you didn't like Kate's book, so if in that case you would write, I did not like reading Kate's book. I did not enjoy Kate's book. Here it's your opinion. This is just mine, and this is just my example. Here's my second reason why I liked reading Kate's book. I wrote, I liked the pictures that Kate put in her book to show her adventures. I thought that the pictures she included were really good, and it really let me see what she was writing about. And even though I already had a picture in my head while I was reading, I was visualizing what she was going through during her adventures. I enjoyed the fact that she included her own pictures. So my ending sentence is my ending zinger. My statement is to try and convince someone is that Kate should write another book because she is a great author. And I ended that sentence with an exclamation point. Okay. All right, so in Class Kick, you are going to be drafting your letter to Kate, and it's going to look, your drafting template, what you're writing your thoughts down on, is going to look different than what I wrote my thoughts down on to write my opinion paragraph about the best day of first grade ever yesterday, because we are writing a letter to Kate. So when we write a letter, we always start with the word dear. For example, dear Kate. Now this is a tricky word because it's written with an EA, and the EA makes it E sound. Dear Kate, and it's pronounced deer just like the forest animal. So we're going to start our letters with Dear Kate. Now, when you're writing your letter, I know that it's a little bit tough on the iPads that you're using, but if you can, you're going to indent the first sentence in your letter. Indenting, that means that you leave a space before writing, and that shows that you're beginning a new paragraph. So that big fancy word for leaving a space before you start writing is indent. So the first line of a paragraph is always indented. Again, we always need to end every sentence with a punctuation mark. It might be an exclamation point, it might be a period for a statement, or it might be a question mark for a question. And we also need to start every sentence with a capital letter. When we write our opinion and we give a reason, we have to use that linking word because. For example, this was the best day ever because I got to spend time with my friends. That linking word is very important when you are writing your reasons to back up your opinion. And at the end of your paragraph, in this case, at the end of your letter, make sure to leave a end with a zinger or a snazzy statement, one that gets the reader's attention and tries to convince them to see your point of view and take the same point of view. So, for example, this was the most amazing day in the world. You are going to end your sentence, or your letter with a zinger that tries to convince your reader why they should like Kate's book, why Kate's book wasn't very good, or whatever your opinion may be on Kate's book. And if you need to, always come back to this slide because these are tricky words that you've already learned. I know that on your teacher's Weebly, there is probably a list of tricky words that you can refer to as well. If you're not sure how to spell one of the tricky words, you can always come back here, or you can check Weebly for a tricky word, a word that you can't sound out. Okay, so I just want to give you an example of what your letter might look like. Here's my letter. Dear Kate, and I'm sorry I wasn't able to indent, you might not be able to either, but if you can, you're going to leave a space right here to start that very first sentence of your letter. Dear Kate, I really like your book. Thanks for writing about your summer with Nan. Your adventures were fun to read about because I have never gone on any adventures like you. I love the pictures in your book because I have never seen things like bones or Spanish coins. I hope you will write another book soon. Love, Miss Waldron. So again, I started with Dear Kate because I'm writing her a letter. I told my starting sentence tells my opinion. I really like Kate's book. I said, I really like your book. I gave a description of her book. I said, thanks for writing about your summer with Nan. That's what her book was about. And reason number one I liked her book was because her adventures were fun to read about, And this is because I've never gone on any adventures like you, or like her, like Kate. My second reason for liking her book was because of the pictures. He said, I love the pictures in your book because I have never seen things like bones or Spanish coins. So that's reason number 2. And my ending sentence, my zinger, is I hope you will write another book soon. So I'm trying to convince Kate in this example to write another book because her first book was so good. So now it's your turn to go ahead and pause this video and go on to Class Kick. And next time we return to this, we are going to go ahead and edit our letters. But for now, let's continue with our lesson for today, and we're going to be working on reading words with different spellings for the k and j sounds. So we're going to read this story. It's called The Bone Man. And in today's story, Kate and Max will visit a man who's an expert on bones. So before we read, let's preview some of the spellings we're going to find in this story. We're going to come across words with the letters G, E that come together to make the J sound, like in the word college and charge. We're going to find a few other 2-syllable words, western, jeepers, and extinct. And we're going to read tricky words, picture, and today. Here's some of those vocabulary words that we might not know yet. This is a picture of students throwing up their graduation caps after they graduated from college. So after you finish first grade and you go all the way to 6th grade, and then you go to middle school, and then you go to high school, you eventually go to college, which is a higher level of learning. This is a picture of a T-Rex, and I'm pretty sure it's many of your favorite dinosaurs. You can see that it's a dinosaur, and I think today we're going to be reading about some bones. They might be from a T-Rex. This man, ooh, jeepers. If you read that word, it means you're surprised by something. So that man looks like he came across something on the internet and he's saying jeepers. And this word sweet, if you hear that word sweet in today's story, that means awesome or that's cool, sweet. All wiped out. Dinosaurs were all wiped out, and here's a picture of the dinosaurs being all wiped out. That means that they were all taken out. They're all gone now. You're going to hear this phrase, looked at me like I was from Mars. This little emoji is looking at you like you're from Mars. That means looking at you like you're a little bit crazy. But if someone says that, they don't understand what you're saying, really. They think that you're a little bit crazy or a little bit silly. They don't really understand your point of view. And here, this boy is taking a test. We know that a test is when we are showing our knowledge, showing them what we know, and showing our teacher what we need some more help with. Okay, so now it is time to read to find out what the Bone Man has to say about Kate and Max's discovery on Class Kick.